What's going on, YouTube? Another video. It's 10:30 a.m. right now. I'm outside of the gym, of course. Mornings with Mr. Unstoppable, which always means I'm outside of the gym, and this is why I'm in the car, just making this video. But today, I feel amazing, man. I've been doing so much research to gain a deeper understanding into, me specializing in identity transformation, because I'm super infatuated with that, and just like the human capacity, bro. We really are limitless. Like, we really are truly limitless. But I feel like something really just genuinely clicked last night and this morning with me. So I was doing more research on, identity shifting and metaphysics is what I looked up last night. I was chatting with ChatGPT last night to just kind of get a better understanding of like the medical physical sense of why, this works. Why does it work? Why, when you become someone different, you attract different things? Like, why does everything always boil down to your identity? And over this past week, I've just been listening to a lot of neuro knowledge, and just studying more Neville Goddard, the GOATs, Napoleon Hill, and then just unlearning some things too by reading the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, which is a book I actually read before. And I also read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill before. So what I've been doing is, instead of me reading new books, I've been deepening my understanding of the principles that are already in Think and Grow Rich. So instead of me trying to acquire new information, I'm actually unlearning things so I can become the next version of myself. But my life has really just been a bunch of like leveling up my identity. And that's what always gets me to the next level. So right now, I've been able to just what I've recently understood was I have to really let go of putting so much emphasis on a goal. So like, if I say I want to make $10,000 per month, right? The reason why I would want to do that is because of how I would feel if I made $10,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? The financial freedom, me being able to do the things that I want to when I want to, me not having to worry about money, financially, the stability, the security, the confidence that would come. How confident would I be? How confident would I feel if I was making $10,000 a month? Not going to a job, not working corporate, just off my own mind and the actions that I put in. How would I feel? And that right there is the key. That's the trick. You're not really looking for the goal. That's not what you really want. What you really want is the feeling that's associated with that goal. So whatever goal that you have that you're aspiring to accomplish, you don't really want that goal. You want the feeling that comes with that goal. And here's the thing. You can create that feeling at any time. You can do that right now. As you watch this video, like, you can do that this very moment. Whatever goal that you have, you want to get in shape, you have to start transforming your identity first. Most people just think, let me go on this diet. Let me go get a gym membership. Let me go work out. Yes, of course you have to do those things, yes. But you want to focus on the person first. You want to focus on the identity first, because what can happen is you get motivated, you go start dieting, you buy salads and stuff like that and tuna and all that, and then you go start working out, you're super motivated, right? But then you fall off in a week or two. You know why? Because you haven't changed the identity. You haven't changed into the identity of the person who does those things without having to feel motivated. Because that's what you really want. If you want to lose weight, you want the feeling that comes with you losing that weight. Maybe you're one of those people who pulls the bottom of their shirts, because a lot of overweight people do that. It's like a little habit, and you could tell, because some people who get in shape, they still do that little t-shirt tug pull at the bottom of their shirts. But the reason why you would want to lose that weight is because maybe you feel self-conscious. Maybe you look at yourself and you don't feel good. Maybe it depresses you. So how would you feel if you got in shape? If you looked at yourself and you had a six-pack? How would you feel? So you're not really chasing the body. You're chasing the feeling that you're going to have when you have that body. The confidence that you're going to feel. Maybe you'll be able to go actually talk to that girl you want to go talk to, but you don't feel like you can do that now because you don't have the confidence. But if you got this result, right, then maybe you would. But it all just boils down to feelings. Us as human beings, this is what we focus on. If you have no feeling, this is why every time you fall off, you be like, I don't have motivation. I don't feel motivated. It all boils down to how you feel. But in order for you to get to that, you have to change how you view yourself. You can be confident at any time. You can. Confident just means like you have faith, you're convicted that of whatever this specific thing is. But you actually are already confident. The fact that you are confident that you aren't confident, which that I know that sounds like a lot, but it's true. Like, you don't want to do this certain thing because you don't feel confident, but you're confident in your lack of confidence. Does that make sense? It does make sense if you really think about it. You're just gonna have to run that back. But you're already confident. You're just confident. You're using that confidence for the wrong thing. I feel like Neo when he got unplugged from the Matrix, when he started like dodging bullets and he kind of like learned how powerful he really was. That's how I feel this morning. And I feel like a lot of what I thought I knew, I had no fucking idea. No clue. But once I start really digging into it more and really just like understanding it from different points of view, different levels, and all this stuff that comes together, it just started making so much sense to me, man. Everything starts with you. You know what I'm saying? People keep trying to change their reality. You keep trying to change your reality, but you don't change yourself. So how are you going to change your reality? Because when you become the person who feels the way that you want to feel, you're going to change the identity shifts, and then you're going to start looking for things to confirm that identity, and they're going to start appearing to you. So then you're going to start reinforcing that identity. So once you can start putting yourself in a state of you already have the thing because you are the person, so kind of shift the focus off of the actual thing that you want and just shift into the identity of the person who already has that, right? And you do this by first imagining how that feels. Now, you have to incorporate the feeling aspect. This is one of the things that I was really missing. I was doing it to some degree, but I didn't really understand how powerful the feeling aspect is. So when I was talking to ChatGPT last night, it told me the mental aspect is like the electricity. The heart, where the feelings are, the feeling aspect is the magnet. So once you put these two things together, now you are an electromagnetic being. You are tapped all the way in. You are using your power to bring to you, attract things to you that you desire. But you can only attract what you are. That's the kicker though. You can't attract what you aren't. Now you can sit here and do affirmations all day, but if you don't really feel like the person who that person that you're projecting, that you're affirming to be, nothing's gonna happen. Because you have not electrically charged, you haven't been able to put those two things together so they can work together in harmony. So once you can, a lot of people, well, everybody, we're also feeling based. I feel this way, I feel this way, I feel this way, right? But you're magnetizing, you're making yourself magnetic to your feelings. So you really have to start taking hold of your mind. Because if you don't understand why you're having these thoughts and you aren't aware of the thoughts, you're just going to keep magnetizing things to you based on how you feel that you don't actually want. You know what I'm saying? And it makes no sense. There was an analogy. There was this guy on, I think it was YouTube or something. I'm watching a YouTube short, and he was like, your attention is basically your currency. That's how you pay for things. That's how you get the things that come to you, right? So if somebody gave you $1 million, right? And they told you to go into a store and just buy everything that you want, right? And then you go in there and you see a rug and you're like, that rug is shit. Nobody's gonna ever buy that rug. That rug is terrible. I'll take 2 of them, right? And then you go into another store. What is this jacket? It's got pink and purple fur on it. This jacket is retarded. It's stupid. Nobody's gonna buy this shit. Send one of those to my house, right? That's what you do when you use your attention to focus on things that you don't want. You're paying your attention to bring that to you. You're attracting it to you. You ever notice how people say, I'm so unlucky? All the bad things in life always happen to me. And then what happens? All the bad things in life happen to them. But you know why? It's not just because they're speaking it. It's because of how they feel with the negative things that are coming into their life. And that supercharge, you're magnetizing. Every time you feel something, you're magnetizing it to you. If you're having a string of unhealthy relationships back to back, and I keep attracting the same person, heartbreak, and you really want love, but you associate being in a relationship with negative emotions, what do you think you're going to attract? And for the 2 women that are probably watching this, it might be more, who knows? But you have to understand, like, when that type of scenario, right? And then you end up getting a guy who actually knows how to treat you well, can articulate his feelings, doesn't yell at you, talks to you in a calm manner, right? It tries to help you grow and evolve and level up. You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna find a way to mess it up because it's foreign to you. It's unfamiliar. You're like, what the hell is this? And that's just how it works. So you have to learn how to get your feelings in check. And then you have to learn how to direct your mind in order for you to get them to in sync. And then you can pull and attract whatever it is that you want. But you have to become it first. And that's why everything boils down to identity. How do you view yourself? When you have intense emotions throughout your day, what are you thinking about? Everything that you have that's an intense emotion, you attract that to you. This is why I like watching kid movies and happy movies like fucking Toy Story and stuff. People ask me why I don't watch scary movies. Well, to me, honestly, they're just boring. Like, oh, people are gonna die, and that's just okay. Well, whatever. But I like happy shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm experiencing those emotions of happiness and joy, I attract more of that to me because I am in that state. I am that. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever want to attract something, become the person. You have to become the person. You cannot skip this step because you're only going to attract what you are. You can only have what you have. You can only have what you have. This is what Neuro Knowledge kept saying, and it just kept resonating. You can only have what you have. But if you say, all right, I want $1 million, but I don't have $1 million. So how can I have $1 million if I don't have $1 million? You got to break it down. You got to become the person who is a millionaire first. And then the physical realm is going to prove it to you. This realm right here is just a shadow. It's a shadow casted by every single thought and feeling that all of us have collectively. We create this reality, but it's slow. It has a time lag. It's like bad Wi-Fi. You trying to play Call of Duty on bad Wi-Fi, you know how it catches up? It's skipping. That's how this works right here. So this is why repetition and allowing yourself time to embody the state, not time for it to really manifest, because you really just have to, the stronger the emotions that you have and the more confidence that you have in the identity, the quicker it's going to manifest for you, right? So you just have to really stop giving up on the things that you want to accomplish and the person that you want to become, because it takes effort. You've been this person that you are right now for however many years that you've been alive. So when you're trying to change your identity into someone that you've never been, it takes effort and it's uncomfortable because you literally are killing your old self, right? So with all that being said, man, I just feel really great the fact that I made it to where I'm at right now, because I've been learning for a long time, and now everything really just clicked. And I feel like that's just how things work. You feel like you're not really making a lot of progress, but if you really pay attention, you really are making progress every single day. Every time you're making a different choice, you're making progress. Every time that you're showing up as the person that you don't feel like you are yet, you're making progress. Even when you fall off a little bit, it's not the end of it. That's how it works. It's an ebb and flow to it. That's rhythm. The water goes out, it comes back in. The water goes out, it comes back in. So stop being so hard on yourself when you're trying to become someone that you've never been before. And golden rules with identity transformation. Don't talk shit about yourself. Period. I don't care if you failed worse than you've ever failed. Don't ever talk shit about yourself. Stop doing that. It's not going to help you, because you're going to perpetuate the same state over and over again. You're going to project it outward, and then you're going to see confirmation out in the world because you are saying terrible things about yourself, and it's going to confirm it to you. So stop doing that. That's the first thing. And stop feeling that way about yourself. All right? That's the first thing. The second thing is get control of your mind, because your mind is the driver wheel. That is how you get to where you're going, right? If you don't have control of the wheel, you just put that shit on autopilot, there's no telling where you're going to end up. You're going to end up to the same places that you've always been. So take control of your mind and take it easy on yourself, man. Jesus Christ. You're doing your best. Like, what else can you expect from yourself? It's a process. It takes time. It's rough. It's uncomfortable. Nobody likes doing it, okay? But if you don't challenge yourself, you'll never change. And that's just the way that it works. So you have to be okay with being comfortable and become the person. Don't put so much emphasis on the actual goal. When you work out for 2 weeks and you feel like you look exactly the same, again, there is a lag. The physical realm, things in this realm, they take time to actually happen. But you're becoming that person every single time you go work out. Every single time you don't eat the donut and you eat something that you're supposed to eat. Every single input, every single time that you wake up and go work out at 5 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to do that. Sometimes I do that. I do that a lot, actually. But you don't have to be like that. But the point is, take it easy on yourself, all right? And stick around long enough for it to actually materialize. But you have to become the person here first. And take the extra, what's the word I'm looking for? Just stop focusing so much on the outcome. You have to take that pressure. That's the word I was looking for. Take that pressure off of yourself. Because how are you going to perform if you got anxiety? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to make it? How are you going to do the things that you want to do to your best ability if you're making yourself anxious? You got to stop doing that. All right? So that's today's video. I'm going to finish the rest of my tea and I'm going to go do some cardio. And I'm going to listen to some more YouTube that's going to continue to keep me in that state so I can learn even more and just become the greatest version of myself that I've ever been, to the point where I didn't even think that I could become that. Because I'm only going to keep transforming. And it's only going to get better. Shout out to everybody who made it to the end of this video, man. Start your 7-day trial in my school community, Unstoppable Academy. If you want to join, you can. If you don't want to join, you don't have to. But I appreciate you guys watching these videos, man. It means a lot to me. And if you got any comments, drop them down in the comment box, man. I respond to everything. All right? If it touched you in some type of way, or if something stood out for you, let me know in the comments. If it's something stood out for you, let me know in the comments. I would love to have more conversations with my people who watch these videos. All right? Y'all take it easy. And like I always say, no obstacle is greater than the power that you have within. All right? So believe in yourself and become the person. Become the person. All right? Peace.